Good day everyone. So now this is the first model of communication, the Aristotle model of communication, which is widely accepted and the most common model of communication, where the sender sends the information or a message to the receivers to influence them and make them respond and act accordingly. This is an example of Aristotle model of communication.
Good day, my constituents. So I'm Jesse Boy G. Caballon, running for SSG President, and I am 20 years old. So I am here in front of you today to knock your heart election because I just want to be in a position of president to make a change in this school or institution. So last few days ago, I have discovered that our school has no proper waste disposal management. And if I will be the next president in this institution, I would like to make
a running candidate, which is the speaker, gives a speech about his platform during an election campaign. His goal is to win the heart of the students, which is the audience, and to gain applause and ensure victory.
a better institution or leaders. Thank you.
And now let's go to the second model of communication, which is the Berlioz model of communication, that is outlined into 6 stages: the communication source, the encoding of the message, the delivery method of the message, the decoding of the message, and the message receiver. This is an example of Berlioz SMCR model of communication.
When will the rain stop?
I heard there's a rain or blowing some down.
To dry my clothes, what would I do?
Let's watch the news to be updated on the weather.
Watching the news on the television is the perfect example of Berlioz SMCR model of communication. The news presenter is the source of the news, and she conveys the message onto the audience. The news is the message, the TV is the channel, and the audience are the receivers of the message. The third models of communication, the Shannon and Weaver model of communication. Shannon and Weaver also acknowledge the importance of the sender, as he is the person whose message is being sent. The thought originates from him, thus he is called the source. With the noise and other disturbance around, he ensures the delivery of the message, which is conceived in his brain and transmitted by the mouth. This is then passed on the other brains or minds of the listeners or receivers. Let's see an example of Shannon and Weaver models of communication.
Oh, I remember someone. I need to call her.
Hello? Who's this?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's me. You forgot?
Oh my god! Jane, is that you?
Yeah, it's me.
How have you been?
Well, you know, it's pandemic. I need to focus more on myself.
Really?
Yeah,
That's nice. So, how is it?
good. How about you?
Well, I'm having a hard time these few days.
That's sad. Why?
Schoolwork and projects.
Oh, it's okay. You can do that. Fighting!
Oh, thank you.
A person who makes the call is the sender and uses telephone as the encoder to turn the message into a form which can be relayed through wires. The fourth model of communication is the Osgood-Schramm's model of communication, are known as a circular model because it indicates that messages can go in two directions. Hence, once a person decodes a message, then they can encode it and send it back to the sender. They could continue encoding and decoding into a continuous cycle. This is the example of Osgood-Schramm's model of communication.
Now we should put this here and there so we can have some complementary colors.
I think it's better to make it simple. Like the background should be light and the font should be dark.
Okay, that's nice. So that the font
As you can see, it's a cycle where the sender is also the receiver and the receiver is also the sender. When the sender passes on the information to the receiver must interpret it in the desired form the sender wants and give her the feedback or respond accordingly. The fifth model of communication is the helical model of communication, which is proposed by Frank Duns in the 1967, that says the process of communication evolves from the very birth of an individual and continues till the existing moment. All living entities start communicating from the very first day of their origin. The example of helical model of communication.
you're so beautiful, just like me.
A child crying at birth signifies the communication of the child to its parents that he is alive. After some years, the child cries whenever the child needs anything, like food or attention. He learns words and starts communicating with words. In this model, communication begins in birth.